Hello, my friends. Today I want to share some information about what you should know about Kundalini Awakenings, at least a few things. First of all, that there are many different things that have actually earned the title of Kundalini Awakenings. And some of those things are spiritual awakenings where suddenly, people wake up to the fact that the world is more than just, let's say, a three-dimensional reality, but that you can actually see into the future, that you can experience in other people's energies, and that there are divine guiding forces, these types of things. And the other types of Kundalini awakenings that people talk about is where you really experience a very sudden shift in expansion of consciousness that can feel like electrical current moving through your body. Now, there isn't a lot of instruction about this, and there's more and more that's starting to, enter into, let's say, social media that we have access through, to the internet, that you have access through books. I mean, at least now we're starting to get educated as to what this is all about. And I want to share just a couple resources with you, because if you are like me and many other people who've had Kundalini awakenings, whether they be the sudden ones, maybe they're the gradual ones. The gradual ones are a lot easier and they are definitely easier to manage in the world. And the more sudden ones it's like suddenly integrating new pieces of your consciousness. But I want to share a couple pieces. First is wonderful books. Oh, it's probably backwards. I mean, I hope someday they fix this with technology. I'll put this link down below. This is called Kundalini, Empowering Human Evolution, selected writings from a gentleman whose name is Gopi Krishna. He was the very first person to actually document what this phenomenon was like for him with his particular set of circumstances. And he only died in 1984, so these writings are very relevant. And it's by a man named Gene Kiefer, who's very passionate about this work, put together this wonderful, let's call it like an anthology of very important information that Gopi Krishna was telling people. And he's very, very grounded. This is one thing I love about Gopi Krishna. And, he talks about his Kundalini awakening and expansion and how things evolved over the years. So just looking at things from what happened to him is definitely, it feels very supportive. And also, I think all of us can see ourselves in some of this as time goes on. And of course, another thing to know about Kundalini, as it moves through the body, it's very unique to each person, and it's very unique as to how, a lot of people experience Kundalini indicators, I want to call them that instead of symptoms. And they're very different for each person. Some people really experience a lot of physical discomfort, and there are some tools these days, thankfully, that we can use to help with that. And some of them are, there are just all kinds of things that happen for people to learn how to adapt to a more conscious state of being as well as in their bodies. So anyway, that's one piece I wanted to share with you. Another piece is I wanted to share about this wonderful organization I'm actually on the board of. It's called the Emerging Sciences Foundation, and what they do is it's a very pragmatic and scientific approach to spiritual awakenings, and they've taken data so far from over 1,000 people worldwide who've experienced different levels of spiritual awakening and aggregated the data in order to understand, what is this phenomenon about? What types of spiritually based phenomenon, correlate with others? So for example, does being clairvoyant correlate with the bliss state? Does being, just feeling energy around you correlate with empathy? I mean, things like that. And to learn how, what does all of this mean, and how do we navigate this? And how do we do it from a very pragmatic way so that we realize it's not just some random phenomenon that happens because some angels decided to come by and, bless us with their angelic magic wand. No, not at all. It's actually a state of being we all have the right to, and it is all here. Excuse me. Oh my God. I just realized I'm burped. We all have the right to be evolved, and we all have the right to a spiritually based consciousness. And how do you get that? A lot of people ask, in the video and some of the videos I post in the literature, well, how do I get a spiritual awakening? And there are some tools you can prep yourself with. And also there's so many wonderful tools out there for consciousness hacking, for how do we get to this place of in our brain and spiritual evolution. It's not something you ever want to force, moving energy through your body. But I think I'm going to be talking more about that in future videos, and some things that I have found that work for me, that work for other people. And, it's at the end of the day, what's this really all about? At the end of the day, it's about connecting with each other on a heart level, understanding that every human goes through challenges, that we all have empathy for each other, that we actually really understand that to be human really means that we connect and we have feelings, we acknowledge the fact that they're there, and we strive towards love and compassion. These are the most important things. Ultimately what it's really all about. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share for today. If you have any questions, more and more people ask me questions on my YouTube channel, and I love that because it helps me understand what information people are looking for. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks. Blessings. Have a wonderful day.